Well, let's talk about the sprint car world. You know, we talk about here in North Carolina or North America, we talk about from California to Pennsylvania, the Midwest, and all of this. And then once in a while we jump down there and talk a little bit about Australia, the sprint car world. We're taking it to another part of the world. Today, Alaskan sprint car racing. How about that, Erin? You never raced on any of those tracks, did you there, Miss
No.
I raced everywhere pants? Yeah.
Hey now. No, I haven't. You know what? Maybe I need to make a trip up because Alaska is one of 2 states that I'm missing. So maybe there it is.
You've been to?
Yes, been to 48. So I'm missing Alaska and Idaho.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Now let's talk. Let's talk here because
Let's
I
talk.
would be see. I'm looking.
Wing Nation,
I'm looking
Alaska.
at doing. See what my all the states have been to are. I'm looking at running a 5K or minimum in every state. So maybe we could just get a Wing Nation Alaska show
and have a 5K.
And have a 5K. Exactly.
There it is.
I wonder if they run up in Alaska. Well, I'm sure some people do. Run from the bears.
I'm pretty sure you have to run Alaska. There's not all that much to do.
So now that we got the Wing Nation show in Alaska all buttoned up, because Krager's working on it already, I am fairly certain about that. That's what we're going to talk about is Alaskan sprint car racing. She's Erin Evernham. I'm Steve Post. This is Wing Nation, presented by Dryden and DRF Racing Oil. And a gentleman by the name of Jason Hutchings is the track champion at Capitol Speedway up in Willow, Alaska. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk Alaskan sprint car. There's 360s in Alaska.
I honestly didn't know that. The only connection I have is the North Pole Nightmare.
And how did, where did he, you're right about that with Baylog. And I knew, I've seen pictures of sprint cars in Hawaii, which we need to do a Wing Nation there too.
Sure.
Yes, exactly.
Soon.
Yes, exactly.
Sorry, Alaska might have to wait.
Yes, Alaska might have to wait, yes. And then we'll add Idaho in as well, because Erin's never been there before. So there you have it. No, so I'd seen him, and I think I've seen him. Well, I know Baylog had talked about some 360 racing up in Alaska, but somewhere along the way, and this is where I love, like, we have a Facebook group and a Facebook page, but our group, every once in a while we get posts from just people from the hinterlands, if you will. Well, somewhere on there, all of a sudden, it was like, there was something about this kid in Alaska, and I'm poking around, I'm like, why not? Yeah. Let's dial them up. Of course, it might be 3 a.m. in the morning up there. I don't know what the time zone change is, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk to Jason Hutchings, the track champion from Capitol Speedway in Willow, Alaska. Before that, though, let's take a look back at another track champion. It was the Speed Palace, Port Royal Speedway, the Tuscarora 50. Logan Wagner mixing it up with Lance Deweese. Here's Earl Hoon and Blake Anderson with the call on Flow Racing.
And now for the Dryden death-defying move of the week, where one driver simply amazes us with their on-track move.
Here comes Logan Wagner. Logan Wagner to the lead with 2 to go. DeWeese will cut underneath the battle for the lead at 54 grand. Give it back to Lance. He goes back down low. Here comes Logan Wagner banging the boards here in turn number 2. He has a run. Battle for the lead. Logan Wagner. He's challenging for Lance and give it to Logan Wagner.
That death-defying move was brought to you by Dryden Diesel All Death, the official death of the world of outlaws and wheelmen everywhere. Visit Dryden.com for more information.
For decades, Dryden Lubricants has been made in America and made to last, paving the way on our highways, in our fields, and on the production line. Today, Dryden offers a complete line of engine oils, greases, hydraulic and transmission fluids, and diesel exhaust fluid. If you want greater performance and protection for your critical engines and equipment, go to Dryden.com. Dryden, American-owned and operated, and a proud supporter of racing and race fans everywhere. Citywide to countryside, whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules has the value, selection, and industry-leading warranty to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. Go to HerculesTires.com. There you can find the nearest authorized Hercules retail location to you. Plus, you can use the tire tracker to find out which Hercules tire fits your vehicle the best. That's HerculesTires.com. Hercules Tires, Ride on our strength. Wing Nation presented by Dryden and DRF Racing Oil continuing on. Let's go to the Sage Fruit Hotline all the way to Alaska. The Trek champion from Capitol Speedway up in Willow, Alaska. Jason Hutchings joins us. Hello, Jason. Welcome into Wing Nation.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Man, I'll tell you what. I think I knew there was sprint car racing. Bill Baylog has told us there's sprint car racing in Alaska. And then I somehow stumbled into your Facebook page and then the tracks and everything else. And I'm like, we gotta call up and find out about sprint car racing. So I want to talk about 360 sprint car racing in Alaska. But first off, just want to offer congratulations to you on the championship. Sounds like you had a pretty good season up there at Capitol Speedway.
I did, man. Thanks. Yeah, it's my rookie year this year. We're just starting out and getting going and trying to learn how to set up the car and stuff all on our own. It was challenging, but it was a lot of fun.
Jason, yeah, congratulations on the championship in your rookie year. That's pretty fantastic. You talk about trying to learn the setups and learn the cars. That seems like it's probably not easy for you in Alaska. How did you get into sprint car racing, and where do you go for help?
You know, back in the 90s, my dad ran sprint cars up here locally, and he had kind of passed away early in life, so it's something that I wanted to do is pick that back up when I could afford to do it. And he was kind of in the same boat as me. He didn't know a lot about setting them up either, but he's one of those guys that just had guts for days and just kept poking at it. And up here, I'm pretty lucky because I've got John McDonald. He's a local guy that ran with the Outlaws and stuff before, and he knows a lot about setups, and he's helped me out quite a bit too. So.
Well, so you say it's your rookie year in sprint cars. Had you been racing other things, or did you just jump into the sprint cars?
Basically, just jumped into the sprint cars. I raced stock cars real briefly in high school, and that was it.
Attaboy. Now you're talking here. Okay, so what was it like jumping aboard a 360 sprint car for the first time?
Oh man, it was awesome, man. The first time I got in the car, I lined up right beside John McDonald, which I said is ran with the Outlaws and stuff, and just that alone was an adrenaline rush like none other, man. It was awesome.
That's awesome. So, you talk about putting these cars together and working on them. Right now, even in the continental United States, it's pretty hard to get parts and pieces. How difficult is it to get in Alaska?
Well, our tracks are a little bit difficult out here. We don't have as good a surfaces as you guys do, unfortunately. So we seem to get a lot of contact sometimes. So a lot of times on Monday morning, I'm overnighting parts out of a lot of different places. So it's not easy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, no, I can imagine. It's got to be a challenge as far as like I said, it's a challenge in America now. So let's talk about a couple of the tracks. Tell me a little bit about Capitol Speedway there, the track you won the track championship. What's just tell me about that racetrack.
It's a cool little track, man. It's it's a 3rd mile oval. It's kind of small. They actually do a pretty good job keeping it together. It's a fast track for what it is. I mean, it gets dry slick, but they can pull some moisture up out of it, and it's a fun little track, man. I mean, it's definitely small town stuff, but it's something that we enjoy. It's close by, and it's good competitive racing. There's room to pass, and it's fun. It's a good fast track.
So there's a few other racetracks that you run at. How many are there total, and how far apart are they from each other?
So there's 3 dirt tracks here in Alaska. Mitchell Speedway in Fairbanks is the furthest one away. It's about a 5-hour drive, and then you got Twin City Raceway, which is about 4 hours south of us. And it's a 3/8 mile oval. We just ran on it last weekend.
Now, Mitchell is the most northern racetrack in the world, is what it's.
Oh, wow.
Yes, sir.
That's what it says.
That's cool.
But, yeah, exactly. So over the course of time, how many 360 sprint car races did you get a chance to race this season?
We ran about 20 nights.
Wow. 29th. But so between Capitol and then Twin Cities, and I did see you did make it up to Mitchell once or twice, didn't you?
We did, yeah.
Wow.
And what are the car counts like? I saw that I think at Capitol there was like 13 or 14?
Yeah, total. On average, I'd say, we probably had 6 or 7 cars is all. With that said, with the size of the track, it's still a pretty decent field for us, Kenai this last weekend, we had 12 cars for the weekend.
Wow.
So
yeah, that's good.
That is really, really
Is
cool.
it something that you see it growing?
Oh yeah, it's I think we definitely had a good growth year this year. We got a lot of fans involved, and I think people are loving it. We had some really good, exciting races this year, and it's definitely got people excited and buzzing, and more people buying cars and bringing them up.
So buying cars and bringing them up, like, I get, well, Triple X is actually down in the Seattle area, so that's actually not that far away for a Triple X chassis. So, because otherwise up there, I saw there was like a late model division, a 4-cylinder division. Is that what it kind of is, other than you guys?
Yeah, and that 4-cylinder division, I think it kind of went away before I came on the scene. I'm not sure how long ago they ran those, but yeah, they do they got a really good fleet of late models up there as well. So
your championship already wrapped up. What is the season end at all the other tracks, or are you just done at Capitol?
Season ended last weekend at Kenai. We were there for their final race, their night races they had there. So
yeah, well, that's it, because you're getting to the stage. I mean, you're getting to the stage where it's like dark all the time, or well, not now, but I mean within a couple of months. I can't imagine you run late. Well, Knoxville doesn't even run late in the season. I can't imagine running late in the season in Alaska. So
yeah, it was a little bit on the sketchy side this last weekend in Kenai. I mean, they definitely done their best job to have a lot of lights out and stuff, but visibility was definitely an issue because it was dark. That's for sure.
All right, so those crazy people in New Hampshire race sprint cars on ice, okay? And there's a crazy bunch in Minnesota, I think, that's trying to do it again this year. Have you guys ever looked at that, or is that something? Is that something that's not in the cards for you guys up there?
There's actually some guys here that do that. I got invited to do that actually this weekend. Some guys were trying to get me to do it, but I've got a car dealership here, and we're opening up another one in Phoenix. I kind of plan on spending my winters there and escaping the cold instead of driving in it, But I'm not ruling it out. I'm a little bit intrigued on it for sure.
So now you're trying to spend your winters in Phoenix. Would you drag the sprint car down there and try to run some of the races in the fall and the spring there?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Wow.
Because ASCS has a Southwest Tour that races out there, and I forget who it is. One of the Dobmeyer runs out there a lot. Buffalo Wild Wings. When he was doing that, they parked.
Well, traditionally, that's a time or a place in the country you can get away with running January, February.
Yeah, so that's cool. That's cool. So you run a car dealership up there, and that's the real job. That's the real gig.
Yeah, definitely. It's something I definitely took some time off for this summer because I got pretty. As soon as I got pushed off in that sprint car the first time, everything else kind of went out the door. But
that happens. Where did the lime green come from? I like that lime green. Where did it come from?
We kind of went with the whole. I talked a lot of trash to these guys before the race season started, and so I went with green because it went along with the whole boogeyman theme, And so we just kind of played that all year and had a lot of fun with it.
Well, it's good to talk crap as a rookie. You're a rookie driver. You talk crap coming into the season. You paint your car green, and then you win the championship. That's pretty stout.
Yeah, I must have quieted them up.
My God.
Yeah, I definitely put some pressure on myself, but it was fun.
I guess so. So what's your family situation? Like, you talked about your dad, of course, and he's passed being sprint cars. But your family, your present situation right now with the family, what do they think about you deciding to become a 360 sprint car racer?
I think they enjoy it. Like with my mom, she's definitely the loudest one in the stands. She's freaking out like we're going to die every race, but because she's watched my dad flip around way back in the day. But I think they all enjoy it. It's something that everybody knew I wanted to do for a long time. So
you mentioned the whole Phoenix thing. Is that something that you're working towards, or it's in the works? What's the status of the Phoenix winters?
I'm making my first trip down there next week, actually. So
nice. That's awesome. Well, that is cool. So are you a guy that follows racing all the time? Follows local racing? Follows World of Outlaw sprint cars? Or you stick to your own little world up there?
I met Steve Kinzer when I was 16 years old, and that was a big inspiration to me. And Sammy Swindell and all those guys I got lucky enough to meet when I was a teenager. And I followed the Outlaws for a long time, and sprint car racing's just, from the very first time I seen it, man, it just it was something special to me, so.
Did your dad race? I'm trying to figure the timeline with Bill Baylog when he did. I don't know that Bill raced up there much. I think he actually started racing 360s in Oregon, maybe. I don't know that he ran up there with you guys. Trying to think.
Yeah, I don't remember Bill Baylog back in the day. I think he might have came around after. My dad raced in the mid '90s up here.
Yeah.
And I don't remember Bill being around then, but I have seen Bill run, and he's definitely a great driver.
That is so cool. Well, Jason, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, enlightening us on another world. We're working on now. We're trying to get our people to get a Wing Nation up there so we can come up there and do a live show. We'd love to come up there and do a live show just because we'd love to go to Alaska.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, hey, congratulations on the championship. And we wish you the best with Phoenix. Who knows, maybe we'll see you racing there as well. And just continued success with it all. Congratulations on the rookie year, too. That's really neat.
Absolutely appreciate it. And I always love watching you guys on podcasts. So
cool. I appreciate it.
you.
Thanks for joining us. And thanks for watching, and thanks for joining us.
absolutely. Thanks. Take care, guys.
How about that? Jason Hutchings. Isn't that cool?
That's so cool. And I love watching video from that racetrack. I thought that was the coolest thing.
What I love about it, okay, this is the thing. There's a picture. There's one of the pictures on one of the Facebooks, and the you know, you go to a racetrack and the speakers are way up on top of the pole. No, the speakers are just down in the grass right along the racetrack.
Yeah, where the fence maybe could be.
I just think it's awesome.
No fences,
I
no
love,
guardrails.
Right. I just think that's fantastic, and I appreciate Jason joining us. And then you take the story that his dad raced,
Yeah.
and it's something that he wanted to do. And not only did he do it, but he talked smack coming through the door, too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty.
And
pretty,
he lived up to it, though.
And he lived up to it. Won the championship. Fun stuff. And I like the idea that his mom's still out at the racetrack.
Yeah.
Cheering and hollering.
The loudest one. I like
the loudest one. So great stuff. There's sprint cars everywhere, folks. So those of you tuned into Wing Nation Alaska, I guess you can't do it now, but next summer. Yeah, I was looking at the one track Mitchell, and they started June 12th and ended August 26th or something like that. So, I mean, real short season. Thought Knoxville had a short season.
Well, you don't have lights, and you get a lot of...
You don't have lights or light.
And your daylight goes away pretty quick.
Yeah. I love it. I really do. I think that's fantastic. Appreciate Jason Hutchings joining us here on Wing Nation. Over the years, Dryden has stood for uncompromised value and proven performance. Known as the hardest working brand in heavy-duty lubrication, Dryden's heritage is made in America and made to last. Dryden products work to increase the life and enhance the efficiency of your equipment in the toughest conditions. Learn more about Dryden's products at Dryden.com. From grassroots racing to NASCAR, Dryden is a proud supporter of racing everywhere. For a year-round high-quality eating experience, look no further than Sage Fruit apples, pears, and cherries. Not only is their produce healthy, but they are grown with such care and precision that you can count on each piece of fruit having exceptional flavor. Sage Fruit, it's our first choice for quick and easy snacking. Get back into NASCAR's roots by driving headfirst into the new home of grassroots racing. Flow Racing keeps the original NASCAR tradition of dirt track racing roaring with more than 1,300 live and on-demand oval races from across the United States. Subscribe today by going to flowracing.com/MRN. Learn how the next generation of NASCAR drivers is prospected in sprint car racing or watch the thrill of last lap slide jobs. Subscribe today by going to flowracing.com/GoMRN. Wing Nation, presented by Dryden and DRF Racing Oil. Again, thanks to Jason Hutchings from up in Alaska. I meant to ask him what time it was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So what the time zone change is.
5 hours?
I think it's 5.
I don't know. There might be multiple time zones.
Well, that's true. Alaska's a big chunk
huge.
of land, that's for sure, yeah. Appreciate him joining us on the Sage Fruit Hotline. Big weekend coming up. Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour, the 11th annual Jesse Hockett Daniel McMillan Memorial. Thursday and Friday are prelim nights. All drivers race all nights. They accumulate points, and that sets them up for Saturday night's championship night, $10,000 to win. Jesse and Daniel, boy, I'm telling you what, two guys that died way before their time, but boy, what a lasting impact those two guys have had on the sport.
Truly, really, and I love how they continue to honor them. You know, I know Jesse a bit when he drove for Casey a million years ago, and I knew Daniel. And it's neat to see their legacy carry on. You know,
it really is.
It's such a tragedy. And
the thing of it is Daniel died a few years before Jesse.
After.
Was it after?
I think after.
Was it after? I did the math one time.
Yeah.
But they
either way,
they're forever tied together, and I love the folks at Wheatland and Lucas Oil Speedway and ASCS keep that tied together because they were a duo traveling. Over 60 entries. Woo! Man, that's going to be good. Power Eye War Sprints and Racing Boys is where you need to go for the coverage. A lot of the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour races are on Flow Racing, but this is not because Racing Boys, and then this is going to be one that's captured for MAV TV as well. So the licensing rights agreements and all of this stuff all works out. Just go to racingboys.com and follow along with it. Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour. Now, I'm pumped about this because I'm going to witness this. Central Pennsylvania, Thursday night, Babs Motor Speedway. I can't wait to see Sherry, the Greg Hodnett Foundation race, and it's a Dirt Classic qualifier. Friday, the Flow Racing All-Star Circuit of Champions roll into Williams Grove, $7,000 on the line, and a coveted spot for the Dirt Classic. And then Saturday, the fabulous Lincoln Speedway, the All-Star Sprints Dirt Classic, $20,000 to win. Man, I'm going to be right in the middle of sprint cars, Erin. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. It really is. Cannot wait to get up there to Central Pennsylvania. I love. It's been since July of last year that I've seen a sprint car race in Central Pennsylvania. Because we got rained out at Port Royal this year for the Weikert Memorial.
Yeah.
Totally rained out. It didn't stop us from having a good time.
Few beverages
along the way, and I won a pie eating contest up there too. But
Ashley's?
No, it wasn't Ashley. No, Ashley doesn't share her pies with us. No, this was a store bought one that Jan McMahon was involved in it. So you just know right there. Well, Jan was the one that tied my hair back. So I was in good. I had a good staff up there.
Yeah, I guess so.
Exactly.
I didn't know you had all that when you did the pie eating contest.
Me? Yeah, I got suited up for the pie contest, and Jan was worried about my hair. So the next thing you know, I'm there. What's going on? I'm like, Jan McMahon is tying my hair back. So I had to win. I had to win. When you have a team like that behind you, I had to win for the boys and girls back at the shop. Mm-hmm. So I won that pie eating contest. But I haven't seen a sprint car race in Central Pennsylvania since July. It was at Port Royal. As a matter of fact, it was the Greg Hodnett at the end of Speedway. So I can't wait to get up there. It's going to be good. World of Outlaw NOS Engineering Sprint Cars, the Tom Tarleton Classic. Okay, this weekend was supposed to be $10,000 to win on Friday night at Keller, $10,000 to win at Placerville. Well, Placerville is still the fire camp for that big fire out there. So they had to cancel it. But with Peter Murphy at Keller, it's like, let's do something here to make it worthwhile for the boys and girls to stay out here. And so what they did, they're doing a Saturday night show at Keller Auto Speedway, the Tom Tarleton Classic, $21,000 to win. So there's more money to win than there would have been.
There was,
with the two show. So just kudos. And again, not a shocker. Peter Murphy, Tom Tarleton, all of them get together and make things right. Mm-hmm. And so can't wait to see what happens out there at Keller on Saturday night. Fast Series, they're in Mole, Ohio, at Mole Raceway Park on Friday, and they're at Fremont on Saturday. MOA Sprints are at River Cities NOSA Sprints, that is, at River Cities on Friday night. Jacksonville, Illinois has a show, and it's championship night at Lernerville. Saturday, the John Reeves Memorial up at Butler at the Battlegrounds. Mercer has the Ralph Quarterson Memorial, $3,300 to win, and St. Francis County in Farmington, Missouri. And Erin, we're starting to get down on schedule a little bit here now.
I like that.
Used to be at this point in the program, we'd continue right on with listing race after race after race. We're starting to get down to that time of year. Yeah, I know. No bueno. But good stuff, that's for sure. The season has wrapped up in Alaska. The season has wrapped up in Knoxville. And now it's wrapping up at other places across the country.
Lernerville?
Yeah, Lernerville's doing the championship. The Attica Fremont Series, DJ Foose won that championship. That wrapped up last week. Just that time of year. Yeah. That time of year where it's like, ew. So, but that's why I was like, I got to get to Pennsylvania and see races. And I actually think next week, Pete Walton, USCS, is at Bulls Gap, Tennessee, and I may go up there on Friday night.
I love that track.
Oh, are you kidding me? Go up there and see my buddy Pete Walton and that gang, Terry Gray and Danny Smith's the point leader over there.
Yeah.
Ooh, man, I might be in high cotton 2 weekends in a row. So, hey, we appreciate Jason Hutchings joining us here on the show. Coming up this weekend on our MAV TV show, it's Matt Covington. Matt Covington joins us, the second in points in the ASCS National Tour. So we appreciate those gentlemen and everyone that joins us here. But more important than all of that, we appreciate you joining us here on Wing Nation, presented by Dryden and DRF Racing Oil.